If you're someone who constantly stays up late, then you know the fear of leaving your room at 3 a.m. Time wraps when everyone is asleep. It isn't so much that you think you'll encounter some terrifying monster. It's the anxiety of being awake that makes you feel unsafe. Like making any noise at all will attract the ghosts and boogeymen. Luckily for me, I'm not alone. I have two roommates, Jamal and Paisley, that stay up just as late on occasion. Suffice to say, there are probably better things to do with our lives than staying up late dicking around on our laptops or going out until the god-forsaken hours of the night. This story isn't so much about us though, as it is a warning. It was about a week ago today. Didn't really know what to think or even say, but now I'm trying to get it out there. Some background. While Jamal and I usually are home, Paisley goes out with her girlfriends all the time. It isn't unusual to hear her knocking on the door at 2, 3, even 4 in the morning. It's absolutely frightening, but it's not usual. Sometimes she doesn't even come home at all until the following night. I say frightening, but I mean, please stop coming home at these hours because it's scary. People who know people like this know how spine-chilling it is to hear a knock or a doorbell at this time of night. It's horrible. It's honestly so scary I don't even want to answer sometimes. No matter how typical it is, it's always alarming. As you can probably imagine, thanks to Paisley's habit, I'm an anxious wreck. I'm joking. But there is an unfamiliarity about opening the door for someone so late. It just adds to the unease of being up at all at that time. But it's so normal now that when I heard this particular knock on the door last week, I wasn't at all surprised. Scared? Yes. Surprised? No. It was Paisley's usual rhythmic knock. As apprehensive as I was, I got up anyway to open the door for her. I opened the porch light and looked through the peephole. Paisley was standing, holding her head down, her face only slightly visible thanks to the light of her phone. She used to have this awful practice of ducking just below view, which only made me more scared to answer the door at night. So I was glad to see her. Something was off though. It was Paisley, but it wasn't. It felt like someone emulating her, but couldn't get it quite right. Physically, it was exactly like Paisley, right down to the mole just below her left eye, but it didn't feel right. I didn't answer the door for a minute, so she started pestering. Are you guys going to let me in, or am I going to have to sleep at Walmart? Even that voice was off. She said that before, but it felt wrong. When I didn't immediately answer the door, it continued to pester me, like it knew that just behind this piece of wood, I was there, watching it. This isn't funny, you guys. Come on, it's freezing out here. Are you going to let me in? I said nothing. I tried not to breathe. That's when I heard it. In my living room to my right. Hiding in the shadows. Whatever that thing outside was already inside. Something in me knew that it was already inside, and somehow it knew that I knew. I kept my eyes on the peephole, not wanting to draw attention to myself. It smiled and walked down the porch steps and left. My gut told me not to look at whatever was in my house, so I closed my eyes and backed away. I pretended I was sleepwalking. That's when the most hair-raising thing happened, which almost made me break my act. It spoke. It spoke in that same Paisley, but not Paisley's voice. What are you doing up? Jamal would kill you. You know you have an exam tomorrow. It was testing me, but I just kept my eyes closed and walked back to my room as if I was asleep. I got into bed and hid under the sheets, my eyes still closed. I knew it was in my room, just standing there at the end of my bed, waiting. I couldn't go back to bed. I knew that if I fell asleep, that this thing would get me. I laid there, stiff as a board, all night. It tried to trick me. It made it seem like it walked away, like it walked out the door, but deep down I knew. I could still feel that same chill, that unease. I stayed like this well into the morning, until I knew that the sun had consumed my room, my solar solace. I'm writing this now as a warning to those who stay up late at night. When someone knocks on your door, don't answer. If you open the porch light, if you look through the peephole, you've already let it in. It's in the house. Don't look at it. Close your eyes. Pretend you're sleepwalking. Don't look at it. Stay awake. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall for its tricks. Don't look at it. Only when you can feel the heat from daylight should you ever remove yourself from the covers. To the college kids who stay up studying, to the adults still figuring it out, to those contemplating life at this God-forsaken time of night, don't look at it.